I mean, I get it. Talking sometimes can be hard, especially in front of the cam, especially if you want to get it right. Nothing of that is gonna happen today. And even though it's just something as simple as a Bluetooth speaker, I have the hardest time to get the dose right the way I want it. So I'm just not even gonna try it and see the funny way or whatever comes up, I don't know. Let's just jump right into it. Now the brand name is, once the camera would actually finally focus, is EasyAcc, at least that's the way I will call it. The model number is BT28S. Now in case you're looking for that model number on Amazon.com though, it will say X Power. Otherwise I think it's the exact same speaker, just a rebrand. Now in terms of build quality, nice and solid at the top and on the bottom where we have soft touch, 4 feet, and as you can see it's almost a square, which means it sits very securely, should not wobble or fall over. I like that, as well as the actually very nice and elegant aesthetics, because we have this brushed aluminum look, an actual aluminum plate, and if not, then they faked it really well. We also have mesh at the front and mesh on the back. And here you can already see the ports. 3.5mm jack, micro USB to charge it, and the power button. Now I know that a lot of people who want to use this more stationary like to have the ports at the back so they can hide the cables, which is possible here, but in that case I would have said it would have been maybe smart to have them somewhere closer to the bottom. And the power button I would have actually wished for at the top. But otherwise we can already see the buttons here. For calls, here we have for the volume controls, skipping the tracks, and play and pause. And this is something that I want to see on every Bluetooth speaker. Separate controls for volume and skipping tracks. Because I don't want a long press and I don't have to hear, which is super nice, thanks for that. Otherwise the Bluetooth LED for the connections and so on. So otherwise, yes. What else is there to say? It feels solid, it feels nice, it looks nice, has a nice weight to it, so it does not feel cheap at all, which it isn't actually for 40 bucks. It is, what is it? Moderately priced, I would say, definitely well worth it. So this actually feels like it could cost more. But yeah, doesn't matter. Let's talk about the sound. First of all, use case scenario. I would not use this in a very big room, very loud, because this is maybe its main disadvantage. It's just not super loud. But what I would use it personally mostly for, which is what I did for the last few weeks, is as a replacement for your laptop or maybe for a tablet, because there it does the job really well. Especially if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, also watch some TV shows. Where it maybe falls a little bit short is if you try to watch movies which downsample from 5.1 to stereo, where they lose volume, then it might not be loud enough. But for everything else, it is loud enough. For music, TV shows, videos, all that, it just does right. And I like the balance a lot. That is actually something that I have a hard time finding, because most of these small and compact Bluetooth speakers offer one thing: bass. A lot of bass, but not a lot of balance. And this is what I'm getting here, because the bass is there. It's not heavily emphasized, but we have very nice mids and also clear highs. So the clarity of the sound is really nice. Also the distribution throughout the room is really well done. So you don't really hear from where the sound is coming from, which is particularly important from a mono device if you have it just on one side. Yes, stereo in some way it is, but it's not really stereo separation or something like that. You should not expect it. And even though we have a little tiny woofer, the bass is not extreme, but I like especially how voices sound. They sound very full and rich, never really thin and so on. Where it sounds maybe a little bit thin if you listen to music at full blast in a wide open room where we don't have any sorts of reflections of the room, then maybe not the particular one. But I don't think you will buy a $40 tiny Bluetooth speaker like that for loud music sessions. This is, in my opinion, an absolutely great addition to your laptop or your tablet, and this is what I'm definitely going to use it for, because it sounds really nice and balanced, not overly heavily bassy. This is just something I personally can't stand, and if you think the same, then for about $40 I can easily recommend it. I like the sound, I like the build quality, I like the aesthetics. Battery life is also really good. They claim 13 hours. I would say something at least 10 hours plus is absolutely possible. I didn't really measure that exactly, but I could use this for a few days in a row without any issues. So 40 bucks, absolutely great price point, because it's far enough from the really more expensive ones that maybe offer more volume, more bass and so on, but it is just a little bit more expensive like the really cheap Chinese ones and so on. So this one, nice sweet spot, nice overall qualities. Like I said, if I could complain about one thing, then it's the maximum volume, that in some cases, especially on movies, like I said, I would wish for it to be higher. But other than that, it looks nice, holds up for long enough, feels sturdy. Yeah, all good, all fine. So if they could maybe change one thing for the next version, maybe have the ports, like I said, a little bit differently placed and the power button somewhere easier to reach. But other than that, I'm completely satisfied. And if you are as well, maybe leave me a thumbs up, subscription, and a comment. And yeah, it actually didn't turn out all that bad, did it? I don't know. You have to be the judge here. Until next time, bye.
Thank you.